What, Scrappy?
I don't even know if it's live yet. Hold on. Yeah, we're good. We're live.
If you've clicked live and it says live, we're live.
Well, I need...
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Hello and welcome to Architecture with Scrappy.
Yeah.
I'm an architect of my demise.
I'm an architect of my downfall,
Oh,
really.
jeez. Wow.
And all the building.
This is the second anniversary show.
And all the building blocks are Miller Lite cans.
Nah, mate, you gotta switch to Monster.
That's fair. But that's the opposite effect. Both are equally destructive.
Anyways, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the second anniversary show of Storytime with Scrappy and Friends. My name is Scrappy Fan92, and with us today, or rather with me today, are Harry, Tanner, Xavier, and Joey, who is currently having a meltdown right now.
I'm fine. I'm just breaking things, and I have permission to do it for once. Because I already broke it, and it needs to be more broken so it can be removed.
On this day 2 years ago, we set out to perform a social experiment, and we have been suffering ever since.
You're welcome.
Suffering, that's putting it lightly.
Why did I
You don't get to
encourage
talk,
this?
you're barely in this.
Yeah,
Why did I encourage this 2 years ago?
because
Hubris.
you wanted to watch us suffer.
No, because I wanted to listen to some fan fiction. Then I ended up just staying for the banter.
Oh God,
Yeah.
you don't even read.
I'm dyslexic, I'm not supposed to be able to read.
Nah, you read out, like you read out of spite.
Out of your own tradition, if you were a pony, your name would be Princess Dyslexia.
Oh, wow. What the hell?
Joey's laughing. I'm gonna say no to that.
What the... Oh,
Really, that's really just the encapsulation of this show is. Oh, Joey's laughing. I'm going to say no to that.
Yeah,
The
this
best
is
part is it's a dig at me as well, so I'm allowed to laugh. Apologies prior to my next statement. At least it's not Princess Dyspraxia.
jeez.
Tanner's
Anyway.
laughing, you know it's bad.
Anyway, this is an anniversary show. We are going to actually be nice. We're going to actually pretend to be nice to each other for once.
I don't even know how to do that, to be fair.
I mean that is.
You got
That's
paid
on
for
you,
that.
buddy.
You're
You can't-
actors.
you can't-
Act nice.
Wait,
Speak for all of
Fuck
us.
you, I was live on stage in Prague once.
wait, you mean you actually liked me?
I always liked you.
Oh no, Xavier, you're like the sanest fucking person here.
Probably.
Yeah, no, to be fair, he's
Yeah.
insane and Harry, and... Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Harry tolerates me, and he's had years to get rid of me.
God, that's
I
so
honestly
depressing.
don't know why. I honestly don't know why Scrappy hasn't tossed me to the curb yet.
It's because he liked you.
Aw.
And you're really good at Luigi.
Oh, thank you.
Just
My
be a-
Luigiing skills have gotten me far.
God, you just imagine
in
just
life.
on. God, this sounds kind of dark, but like just on Tanner's tombstone, it's just like he was pretty good at playing as Luigi.
Yeah. My tombstone says he was pee good at Luigi. My tombstone just says the word Luigi.
Don't worry, when we're all rich and famous, we can remember this on our IMDb pages.
Oh, of course.
It says R.I.P. Tanner Brown, and then just after the colon, Luigi.
And then that's just it.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that's
another
great.
Luigi.
Nice.
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 Scrappy is going to kill all of us within the first few minutes of this podcast. Yeah, I can tell he's so fucking
Already
grouchy
been the
right
first
now.
few minutes.
So wait, are we actually gonna like be reading
Exactly,
the story?
he's going to kill us right now.
We're reminiscing, like, it's the anniversary, so long as the baseline topic is
This is already
technically...
Yeah.
this has already
Yeah.
gone off the rails.
Already-
It hasn't
Oh,
even
okay.
been. It's only been like 5 minutes.
Okay, so Saber, since you were absent for the last anniversary show, yeah, the protocol, excuse me, the protocols, if we want to call it that, is just that we reminisce about the past year or so of stories read on air.
Oh,
Like we
okay.
don't,
Fair enough.
yeah, we don't. I have nothing prepared. Like I could have maybe written something quickly, but
Yeah, we're not.
there's nothing prepared. Also, I'm just
We are technically on topic right now.
Yeah, we're not like reading anything today. It's just yeah.
Okay. All right, then I can go back to playing Minecraft.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
build a house out of dirt and then lose it to the creeper army.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone can just do whatever they want right now. It's just
Okay, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
All
cleaning
right.
my room, so
yeah.
haphazardly.
Definitely over right now.
I could legitimately
so-
end up with 2 tons of steel on my head at any minute, so look forward to that.
Good.
Mhm.
All right, but yeah. Before this gets even more derailed, do you want to like
Fuck
start?
rail.
Yeah, right. You want to start us off first, Scrappy?
all right. So previously we had done our anniversary episode, you know, in April, and that was in the middle of several stories, some of which we will cover today. We were actually we had the episode before the first anniversary shows was actually the L stands for loser, which we just basically continued reading throughout most of 2021 because what was originally kind of just our stopgap story became our anchor story.
Yeah, because we just because of scheduling problems and whatnot, I guess.
I mean, it's also good. It's also really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed most of it. I feel like this is the story that we probably have the most to say about.
I think I
Oh,
was
yeah.
active in the last chapter because I showed up halfway through us reading it, because of course I did.
Yes, you
You-
did
you-
show up in like the last.
You have a habit of doing that.
Look,
It
it's
is
not my
true.
fault I finish at midnight.
It doesn't-
I can actually tell you whose fault it is.
Yeah.
But I'm
Finish
not naming it.
You finish at midnight? God damn, dude, you can go for a while.
I knew.
To be fair, you get the same reaction from my ass. Hey,
Yeah. Oh, damn it, dude.
Subject change. So the L stands for loser. The last chapter that we had read before the first anniversary was Luigi going to Yoshi's Island, I think. And from there on out, while I cannot remember the details of every chapter, I just know that it was Luigi just gradually losing what semblance of sanity he had left.
Yeah, it was just fun seeing all the misadventures that Luigi would go on and just get
Oh yeah.
like
yeah.
just
it was the unmaking of a man, from
Yeah.
what I
Well, it was absolutely
Yeah.
his joke moment. I think that if I can say anything, I think that part of what makes it work is that it is taking what little traits the characters of the Mario universe have, and sort of exploring them, like
Yeah.
like looking at what little traits someone like Luigi has, who by all means should be just as famous as Mario and just playing up the fact that he's a fucking loser. It works really well in that sense.
you know.
I liked how eventually, even with that, he fell so deep into his own bullshit, it ended up corrupting his very being.
I think that
Even if he
part of-
wasn't necessarily a loser from the beginning, he ended up becoming one because that's how he felt.
that is part of what I think makes this work. Also, is that his torment is at least to some extent self-inflicted. Because if it was just him being beat up for no reason, I don't think this fic would have worked well. But the fact that
Yeah.
a lot of it is either a result of his self-loathing or stupidity, I think it makes it easier to laugh at his pain.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
it definitely helps that it was self-inflicted.
Oh yeah, no. Again, part of what sells this is that he kind of is George Costanza, in that you feel bad for a lot of the things that happen to him, but he's also an idiot. He's also an idiot.
Yeah.
I think that's best shown in the racing chapter.
Oh yeah, I think I do remember that. I think I had to fill in for you at like the last portion of it.
Yeah.
Another
I
point
can't
I can make on this is probably without even the author's intention, because I'm technically an author and I don't intend on doing anything.
No,
It does work as a warning to the reader of self-actualization can fuck you up.
But you know, I wouldn't know anything.
Ah, you'd know nothing about that, Tanner.
No. I would
You
know
don't
nothing
relate to
about
that specific
how
age.
my own impression of myself affects anything I do.
Damn, dude.
Okay, jokes aside, you need to like cheer up.
I know.
Yeah, cheer up like Luigi did at the end of the story. I mean, yeah, he had to become, like, you know, a domestic terrorist for that to happen, but he was...
Look,
I'm not joking.
Everyone has a process, alright?
If you're sad, just become a domestic terrorist. Really, the ultimate cure to sadness is to become Dylan Klebold.
Yeah.
Well, you want to know what always cheers me up at the end of a long day of work at the bar?
What?
Genocide.
What?
Yeah, no. I mean.
Okay, you know what? I can see this going to hell, so stop.
Yeah.
I was kidding, by the way. The closest I've gotten to that is playing Grand Theft Auto for 20 minutes.
Oh no, GTA is satisfying.
It is.
Fine.
Especially when you
Sick.
drive and follow traffic rules.
6 will absolutely never come out, but it is a
Oh,
great
probably
vent
not.
game.
6 is just a code name for the fourth iteration of GTA 5.
Oh no,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, at that point, if you've made a game that popular, I totally get just not making anything else, because
Yeah.
you're already like resting on a bed made of money. Why put effort into anything?
Yeah.
You
The bed made of money before it came out in 2013.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with story.
Pretty much why.
That we do
Pretty
a
much
Grand
why.
Theft Auto 3.
It's pretty much why Bethesda just keeps re-releasing Skyrim over and over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but to Bethesda's credit, they don't only release Skyrim.
Wait, you mean they make more? Do you mean they make games besides Skyrim? Impossible.
Yeah, they made Fallout 76.
Oh,
But
jeez.
My
Okay.
mind right now is trying to think of games that Bethesda has made that aren't Skyrim, and I am blanking.
Fallout 4, Fallout 76, various other spin-offs and whatnot. Okay, so,
we don't talk about Break. That game was garbage.
moving on.
Oh wait, they did Doom.
It's literally just...
That's fair.
So Luigi has went through his own... Calling it a rise is giving him too much credit, but he had a plateau, a fall, and then I guess rising back up to the original plateau.
He went through a new fall plus.
Yeah.
I do feel like my favorite chapters are probably like some of the earlier ones. I do feel like it kind of lost steam towards the end a little bit.
I think, but I
That's
personally...
valid.
I keep on thinking of the one where Luigi was trying to get, like, fit. I think that was the racing chapter, like...
Yeah.
It got nuts, and the camping arc, if you want to call it that, was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I actually really like that chapter because, again, it gives some sort of justification to why the universe, you know, hands Luigi dog shit as much as it does, and because he really is just a pathetic loser and a moron who brings it upon himself, at least to some extent. I know I'm repeating myself, but I do like that chapter for giving some sort of justification beyond the fact that he exists.
Yeah. I think we've mentioned this in like actual episodes of the story as well, but I like the fact that it feels like this could be a Mario show or something, just like a comedy series that would just
Yeah, I remember that
Sonic
being
Boom.
stated.
yeah, it works really well as that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can just it feels like something that would be in the Super Mario like Super Show or whatever.
I would
No.
compare it more to Sonic Boom.
Yeah, Sonic Boom. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also very no.
I love
Absolutely,
that
yeah,
show.
but very no. No, I'm saying Sonic Boom's a good show. It gets much better after the first season.
Yeah, no. I
First
don't want
season's
to
not
get
bad,
on
but
another.
it's so much better after the first season.
I mean, I don't want to get on another tangent, but that is Sonic
Yeah.
Boom is legitimately the best way to do a story like this, or
Like a story that just makes fun of itself, kind of thing. It's not meant to.
it is both irreverent, but it also clearly holds affection. But it's also
Right.
because it never feels like it is utilizing traits that were made up for the show, more so than it is take traits that are established about these characters and finding ways that you can play those for comedy.
Yeah.
I'm fast.
I don't think they'll accept gotta go fast as a medical condition.
Yeah, more stories need to write Sonic like Kanye, where he's someone who has like all the ability to back up his ego, but he still has an ego.
Yeah.
Are we
So-
comparing Knuckles from Sonic Boom to Kanye West?
What?
No, he's comparing Sonic from Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
So-
I like my comparison better.
No. Sonic is absolutely Kanye. You know he's got a big ego in his forward skills, but he absolutely has the skill to back it up.
Moving on.
Moving on.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it was for our quote-unquote anchor show for most of 2021. I guess I'll just say what I said earlier. It was enjoyable. Some dated elements aside, it was at least a pretty funny like revisit for me personally, because I read this a decade ago.
Mm.
What was I gonna say?
I only saw
Yeah.
one joke that I definitely would insist on a modern rewrite edit for.
Oh,
Yeah, you were
right,
only
yeah.
around for like the last chapter, so
And
we saw
Scrappy
more.
knows what joke it is.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. That's why we had to lose like one of our readers prematurely.
Yeah, no, I can't. Even I can say that joke made me a little uncomfortable.
You can tell that it was written at a different time.
Oh no, that's why I can't hold anything against it, because
Right.
how can you be aware of the socioeconomic trends and developments of the future?
Right.
Well, if you can, you'll be very rich very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
It's like going back in time and making the first-person shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Except the first
Mm.
one actually looked terrible.
Well, see, yeah, at that time it was only called the person shooter.
But technically it was called a Doom clone. And Doom wasn't the first one. But they were still called Doom clones.
Right.
What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Okay, yeah, some off-color humor that was beginning to get, that was, again, there's a part of me that wishes Common was here, like she would explain this far more eloquently than I could, but, oh yeah, I owe her another apology, just because, and, so yeah, some
Anyone
off,
else that I need to apologise to? I
Yeah.
know a lot of people.
I don't know, but I feel like I do. By the way, hi, my name's Tanner Brown.
let's see. So, yeah, the humor that would honestly probably not pass a smell test even circa 2009, but some jokes aside, I enjoyed it. It was a
Yeah.
fun romp, and I'm happy that even though the story kind of just ends abruptly, it feels like there's closure between like Luigi kind of gaining some semblance of self-respect, and
I feel like it ended on
Fixing-
a good note.
yeah, between that and him actually getting to fix his love life,
Yeah.
that was it ended about where it needed to be. So
Yeah.
I really wish that that had its own chapter to. I guess it kind of did with the Tunnel of Love, but it really feels like that specific aspect was underdeveloped.
Yeah. Oh, the romance side. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that might have been a thing that would have been developed more if the author did decide to like continue this, but you know.
I mean, yeah, I'd say Daisy was probably underutilized in this story to begin with. Like, when she
Yeah.
did show up, she was generally pretty funny, and her indirect torture of Luigi was at least fitting for his character progression, if you want to call it that.
I mean, I will say that like the princesses, both of the princesses, for how underutilized they were really funny.
Yeah.
Peach is just an absolute asshole. I love her.
Yeah.
I love the mean spiritedness of this fic really did like tickle the part of my brain that holds reverence for that kind of comedic sensibility.
Yeah.
Peach is just like, she's like every stereotype, she's like every like game magazine stereotype that people had of Peach circa 2008, and it's like,
She's absolutely like, if anything, if as we all know, politics makes for a good story. She's the perfect portrayal of what most monarchs are like.
Are you sure that's accurate about Queen Elizabeth?
you know, don't ask Tanner about a question about England, so I'm gonna stop that right there. So yeah, L stands for loser. I give it an L out of 10. So I think that's about all I've got for it. I don't know about the rest of you.
No, I genuinely, I loved it.
Yeah.
I'll give it a chapter 12 out of that's all I read.
It was a fun story where I could just like go along with it and just just kind of laugh. It's just one of
And
those
if I
fun
can-
stories.
If I can segue into the next chapter, whereas as our last fic was something that took a light-hearted property and made it mean-spirited, this next fic is something that takes a typically mean-spirited property and adds some pathos to it.
Oh, is this the Philadelphia thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never watched this series before, and I
Yeah.
don't really know the characters in it like at all. So
All I know is that Danny DeVito's in it.
right. I remember finding the fic enjoyable and interesting, but besides that, I don't really have much to add. So I guess I'll just let you guys talk about this.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, isn't Charlie Day also in Sunny in
Yes.
Philadelphia?
Yes, he plays Charlie Kelly. And
Yeah,
he's
and-
also, aside from DeVito, I would argue the funniest character.
Yeah. I mean, ironically enough, he's not really in this story for certain reasons, but yeah. Like, yeah, folks. I guess this goes without saying, but yeah, like every story we read is fair game for spoilers, so
Right.
you've been warned.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's it called? Without a foundation, it's, as someone who's never seen an episode of Always Sunny, it was certainly an interesting time. I at least had fun getting in characters. It's like D, and
Yeah, you were D.
yeah, I had fun getting in characters for these guys. They like, this is about as like, yeah, if Charlie the character died, this is how I imagine they'd roughly react to it.
Well, yeah, because they are all like fundamentally sociopaths of different levels, and Charlie really isn't absolved from that, but he is the closest the gang has to a moral center. At the very, as frequently as they also abuse him, he is the closest the gang has to a good person, and since the rest of the gang since the rest of the gang does feel some sort of emotional connection to him, with him being a surrogate son to Frank, him being the best friend to Mac, and him being someone that's easy to manipulate for Dennis, and also being the most frequent punching bag, which is something he can bond with D over. It makes sense that this is the only person that they would ever express empathy for.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. It was pretty. I mean, yeah, it was a pretty somber story, but I did laugh a few times.
Right.
Oh no, the Duster gag feels right out of the show.
Oh gosh, I forgot about that.
I also like the little nuggets of seeing Dennis admit his own flaws, because he says outright, like, Charlie was, kind-hearted, funny, if inadvertently, and manipulative, which he probably got from me. It is I love, because it really taps into what I feel like is the core of Dennis's character, which is that he is both the most self-aware of the flaws of his friend group, but also the most indulgent in all of them.
Oh gosh. So
Yeah, no. I've compared it to, for a children's show, I've compared it to Teen Titans Go, and he really is Robin in that sense.
yeah, I can see it.
Sure, I made that whole joke about girls, that's all I know about it.
That sounds about right for them. So yeah, for a fic of a, excuse me, for a fic based on a show I've never seen, I enjoyed it. Like that's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I
I'd like to. Sorry, go on.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. I'd rather hear your thoughts, because I'm just gonna say, Always Sunny is a good show.
I wouldn't mind trying to find another story. I think Dennis specifically is a character I'm kind of fascinated by.
Oh no, he's the best. He's the most egotistical, but also most insecure of the gang. I also do like the idea of Frank specifically being sad, because Frank is the most outwardly comedic of the show. They pretty much use him whenever they need to make the rest of the gang a straight man, because he just revels in his own degeneracy so much. So to take away the one person, again, a surrogate son, or rather, a surrogate son in the form of Charlie, away from him, because he's already fucked up with his own kids, Dennis and Dee. To take that away from him is really interesting, to give Frank Reynolds some sort of like emotional sincerity. It is interesting.
Yeah, and you seem to enjoy trying to workshop your Danny DeVito impression.
Well, yeah, because how the fuck am I supposed to portray the trash man sincerely?
It's entirely fair. I'll try to find stories where you can continue to hone your Danny DeVito impersonation.
Oh no, he's yeah, no. Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I've got. So do we move on to the Crystal Maze story?
Okay, so I guess
Yeah.
some context for this then.
I
So
don't remember anything about this one.
I don't
I don't think
really
we were in this.
I don't really remember much about the story itself, but
Did we actually do this?
Yes, we did. I don't think you were there though.
I wasn't. I was at work.
Probably. So the reason why I suggested a Crystal Maze fic is because of some stupid thing that happened in a stream once. Well, Joey was basically just reading, like, trying to find a bunch of crack fics about stuff.
Oh.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and at one point, I just because I thought the idea would just be freaking hilarious, I asked him to find a fanfic about the Crystal Maze, and I don't think
I did.
well, she did. I don't think you found it in during the stream, but basically I decided to try and look something up just to see what was there. I ended up finding a lot of NSFW stuff, which obviously we can't do for story time.
Why is there NSFW versions of a children's game show?
I don't know.
Why is there NSFW things of? Yeah, no, I was
I
gonna
don't
ask
know.
the same thing.
But
Was it of Sherlock Holmes? Because that makes sense. But why the Crystal Maze?
I don't know, but I tried looking to see if I could find something that would actually work for the show. So I found this Crystal Maze Sherlock Holmes crossover. I kind of just skimmed through it to make sure it was okay. I didn't actually read the whole thing before we did it. So it was as much of a surprise for me as everyone else reading.
So you flouted our often flouted protocol of actually vet the story first. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why we read
What are you doing with this preparation? God,
I don't know.
God, Harry.
So
I usually read the stories that I suggest beforehand, but like this was kind of more of a funny joke kind of story. I wouldn't.
I know, and that's
so I didn't really.
probably-
Yeah.
That's if I can comment. That's probably why I don't have much to say about it, because it is so much just what it needs to be and nothing else, which is
Yeah.
a weird fact that is written sincerely. That
Yeah.
it is so difficult to comment on anything about it.
Yeah. That's
I'm not
why
even
I
sure
did.
call it a crack fic. It's just a very unusual crossover, and I think it's like Smash Brothers aside, I think it's the first proper crossover fic we've read for story time.
It
You
is.
want to
Yeah.
consider a game show having its own continuity and whatnot.
Yeah, it is such. It achieves base level competence, and that's
Yeah.
really all I can say about it. There's nothing particularly remarkable about it.
Yeah. It
Did you
didn't
read
really.
it?
I have a lot of nostalgia for the Crystal Maze TV series itself, so there's that. But in terms of like the fic itself, it's just fine, really. I was expecting a bit more from it. I was expecting them to do more of the actual like game part of the Crystal Maze, but
Yeah.
they don't really do that.
It is.
The story was technically not finished, so it's like
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. I don't know what to say. Everyone was in character. Sherlock's
Really?
kind of a dick who's overly sensitive, secretive. There's not much to say.
Tanner, were you there for that? I can't remember.
I was. That says so much about the fic that you don't remember that I was there.
Huh.
The fic
This
was
line
fine. I
of
just
conversation is somehow going to lead us to looking for a Poirot and Sherlock Holmes fic.
Hmm.
I was gonna say the fic was fine. I just can't remember. I can't remember much from like April and May of last year. It's just
It was fine for what it is, but it wasn't anything special.
Who remembers April as a month, though? It is a month where you're just memory wiped for most of it.
Alright.
let's see. How do I associate April? At least when I was in school, it was the month where everything went to hell in school. So
No, because it is either the month of spring break or the month before it. So you just all of your like mental acuity is just dedicated to wanting to get out of school.
yeah, no, April is never the month before spring break. Usually might be the month after, but never the month before.
Yeah, spring break usually in
Spring
March.
break?
In the United States, spring break is usually in March or April. So
Yeah,
Did someone say spring
yeah,
break?
it was. Yeah, I'm sorry, I misinterpreted that. Or rather, I said that wrong.
April again, like getting off top, but April is always just kind of the month sometimes.
Oh,
April for me is just basically, oh great, I need to get prepared for April Fools again.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But aside from that one day, I can't think of anything remarkable about it. It's the
Yeah.
Ant-Man and Wasp months.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
April Fools, yeah?
Yeah.
The day that I randomly went into a Discord call and said that I was gay.
What?
Joe, I wish I didn't I wish I could say that I wouldn't be able to fall for that, but it between you and me, that is.
Yeah, that's why I did it.
Yeah, we're the easiest people to believe. If
I
we
am the
said
gayest
we
straight
were-
man to ever walk this earth.
No, I don't know, man. I was a theater kid, so.
Bro, same. I wasn't kidding when I said I was
makes-
live on stage in Prague.
Right.
Dude,
Once.
that makes so much sense for you to be a theater kid.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I brought my teacher to tears before final exams. With one
Oh
of my-
yeah, you told me about that once.
Yeah,
Nice.
and then I acted my way out of class because I was stuck in such a shit situation that I knew I was going to rather just not have a grade at all and I failed the grade.
actually, I was incorrect. The Crack with the Crystal Maze, that's the full title. It was not read in April, it was read in June. Like, I don't know. To be fair, everything before I moved to my current house is kind of a pain now.
I mean, we can all just agree that April isn't real. That's not a real month.
Rip.
No, it's not. And 2021 was a fever dream for me personally, so
Oh yeah.
apologies in advance. So yeah, that was the last story we actually. Goodness gracious, I think it was the last new story we read before I moved. We were just reading The L Stands for Loser for a good portion of the summer. That was like we had a dearth of cast members, so we had to rely on a few standbys.
Mhm.
Like that, like the story of our stagnation is probably might be the most interesting story we read. Wait, gosh, no, I messed up my metaphor.
I love how you talk like a Jimmy Stewart character, by the way. Goodness gracious, that might be the last story we've read, Mary! Oh, my stars and garters.
So the story of our stagnation may be the most interesting story that occurred in 2021. And yeah, so alright, so Crack the Crystal Maze was read in June. We read Luigi stuff from like July to September. I move in September. We read more Luigi, and then we read Samurai Showdown, and Nova's not here, so that's great. So
I remember these two fics being just cute romance stories.
yeah, written on a Harvard Computer Society server over 20 years ago.
Yeah, and as someone that like knows
I'll be right back.
pretty much jack all about Samurai Showdown's characters, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, pass on with what you're doing, Savior. And so yeah, since I was the only person who read whose presence for this, yeah, I enjoyed it. They were cute fluff, and we read them out of order.
Yeah. Oops.
Like they're standalone enough that it's fine, but for the sake of not confusing the audience anymore, I will try to discuss the stories as they actually occurred.
Right.
First one was Drifting on a Wind, about Nakaru's sister Rimururu and her friend. Like, I don't even know if they interact that much in the games, but her similarly aged companion Izumaru, just having a good old, just having a nice, cute time.
Yeah.
And then its sequel, Walk Onward, which I think loosely borrows elements from Samurai Showdown 3 and maybe 4. And yeah, also a cute time, and Nakaru's actually in that one.
Mm.
Like, yeah, they were comfort pics.
Yeah.
Honestly, all I ask sometimes.
Pretty much.
And yeah, I somehow was able to track down the author on Facebook. I honestly didn't think I'd be able to find him. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I've tried. I think Autobahn is like the there's that and the offer for the Sabrina fic, I think, that have come back, like managed to come back to me. But
oh,
yeah,
they actually commented.
Oh well,
The Erica author.
yeah, Pika Pikachu. Like I mean, I haven't actually told him that like we read his story, but I have like talked to him before when back when I read the story first for myself. So, but like besides those two, like they've never like actually come back. Like the authors have never like messaged me back.
Well, 2 is better than 0. And I guess now it's technically 3 because, yeah, the author of the Samurai Showdown stories, and I butcher his last name every time. I think it's pronounced Wang. And yeah, he did comment on Facebook. He seemed grateful that we enjoyed it, so...
That's good.
Did I miss anything?
Just kind of talking about authors.
Yeah.
Oh
No, but
God,
it
he
seems like
watched
my
our
sniper missed
show.
you.
Yeah.
What? No, Al Wang, that guy. Mr. H never watched Storytime. I just told him that we read it online, but I never said the name of the show, so he would not know.
That's oh God, he watched our show. I'm so sorry.
Right.
No, he didn't.
He was made aware of us. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oops.
It also is absolutely hilarious to write a fic for Samurai Showdown. Something that I have personally only heard of, and then years later, oh, you're in Harvard. That's so funny.
Oh no, he wrote that while he was in Harvard.
That's hilarious.
I mean, if you got the talent and you got the interest, I'm writing.
Yeah.
I'm writing all this stuff well after college. I wrote stuff.
Oops.
Actually, I never wrote any fanfiction while in college because I was lazy. But
It gives me hope. It gives me so much hope.
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, they were enjoying. What were you saying, Tanner?
I was saying, so good on you, fam.
Like, yeah, he wrote that while he was in Harvard, and actually, goodness, man. No, I'm trying to remember. I'm not gonna say the exact years he attended the school, but he might have actually written it after he left Harvard, but he still had the computer server up. So, like, Harvard like preserves a lot of stuff. It's impressive, honestly.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for the Harvard Computer Society.
And also terrifying.
So, yeah, that was a fun little duology of stories we read, and I think the first one we read, which was actually the second one, was right on my birthday, so that was nice.
Nice.
And when we read the second one, which is really the first one, we also read a Toho story, and that one was called The Fortune Teller. It was just a cute little short, fluffy romance thing. I think it was Rainu and... Pardon?
And today, in episodes Tanner wasn't in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Reimu and Marisa.
Yeah.
How you
Yeah.
pronounce
Those
her name?
two.
Which,
Yeah. It's Yeah. I suggested this one because it was like a nice short story that just I don't know. I enjoyed the fluffy stuff, so it was just a fun time.
I enjoyed it. Like I've had to explain Toho's whole premise like twice on Storytime, and I'll have to do it again because even I barely understand it. All right,
I'm
what is
gonna write
next?
a Kingdom Hearts fic just because I want to put you through that hell again.
Well, I mean, Harry actually has a Kingdom Hearts Toho crossover fic on deck, so I will have
Yes.
to explain that down the line.
That's been
Dude, I do not like the feelings that hearing those two franchises mentioned gave me at all.
Oh, good, because you're probably going to be in that.
Oops.
Because it does adapt Kingdom Hearts 1, I think, so...
Yeah, it's just Kingdom Hearts 1.
Plenty of cartoon characters for you to imitate.
All
Yeah.
right. I can do Mickey Mouse, the one character that every human being on the face of the earth has a decent impression of.
Mine's like a 5 out of 10. Saber's is decent, though. Like, if it's Kingdom Hearts 1, like, Harry can probably correct me over what events are actually present in that fic, but
Yeah.
that means they go to the Hercules world, which means Phil is there.
Yeah.
God. I'm still not looking forward to the fic that we co-wrote because I know I'm gonna be half the cast.
Yes.
At
Fine,
this
I can
rate,
Steve.
I mean, you could be Steve, Joey, and Tanner might actually fight you on that because he seems like he really wants to be Steve.
I don't know if I do.
Wait.
I can be.
What's this fic about?
It's so stupid. It's also a duology, but it's so stupid.
I'm sorry, my go-to generic name is Steve, so what's this about?
I'll
It's
explain
Blue's
it to you
Clues, of course.
afterwards.
Oh shit.
I'm joking, but I'd like to write. I could write a Blue's Clues story for one.
It is. I will explain
That'd
it
be
to
pretty
you
funny.
after. If the first fic is stupid, the second fic takes that up to 11.
I'm sorry, have you not seen my C's Brain 5th Gen crack fix?
No, I actually haven't, and I think I'm gonna keep it that way for the time being.
Yeah, you probably should. I wish I could keep it that way, but I wrote it.
So
Who was here for the Toho story? Was it just
Me.
us?
you mean the first one with
The first
like,
one,
the
yeah.
fortune teller?
Yeah, the fortune
Just
teller.
me, myself, you, Nova. So
Okay.
I got nothing.
Right.
And that took us through September, and I think we just finished the rest of L stands for loser through like that fall period, which that was decent. That was decent. It was nice to bring Sable and Common on board for that. I would like to bring them back for other stuff
Yeah.
down the line.
I feel like that's like a good chunk of the stuff we've read.
Yes, well, this is, what is it, like episode 55, 58 right now that we're recording. We only recorded about 20 or so episodes within the past year or so.
Yeah.
Like, we just had scheduling issues. It was like my deepest congrats for surviving, but my deepest gratitudes for everyone who did participate in like the last year of story is like I do appreciate your presence.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So
And,
yeah, L stands for loser was our anchor show, even if it wasn't meant to be, but it worked well enough, and we finished it, and then we jumped ahead to I'm jumping ahead mentally to November because that was when we read my first read story written by me on Storytime in a while. So
Yeah, and I was surprised you did this as soon as you did, because I do remember you talking about how, like, at some point you'd write a Love Life story, like something to do with Yoshiko or whatever, and I didn't expect you to do that so soon, but it was
I'm as surprised as you are.
Yeah.
I wrote that in 18 days, and I'm saying it as a brag, and also because I don't believe it. Like,
Same.
I wish I had that just general drive to write stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I do, but I also have like the neurological disorders and laziness that prevent that.
Like, so yeah, I guess yeah, I guess I should give the title for the audience who didn't read it. Yeah, Love Live Sunshine, Idle Hands are the Devil's Workshop. I still love that.
Yeah.
That is clever.
Like that was just a fun little read.
Wait a minute, was that the one with like that original ghost character?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, that's the one you
Okay, yeah, I was
Smell.
definitely in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you were
think I
right,
was
Smell.
in that, or was I just sitting in?
You were there. You voiced Chica's sister Mito, and you rightfully pointed out that there were other characters you could have voiced, and I just kind of took them all. So I apologize for that.
I was strong-armed into saying Nico Ni again.
You know you love it.
The most authentic. She's probably, aside from Luigi, the most I can channel myself into a character.
So for the audience listening in at home, one more time for the road.
Not. All right. Go fuck yourself.
That's what I said when you made me sing, now Nico.
I believe that is actually the actual English translation of Nico Nico Ni, so thank you, Tanner.
It's
Like that would actually be the most on-brand thing for her. Her cute idol catchphrase is actually just telling
idle
everyone to go.
catchphrase, freaking
Yeah.
exemplifying the eyes with the hand signs. It's like a fuck yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's doing the OK sign with her right finger putting her going through the O. That would be
Oh,
her.
dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So yeah, I and it was again. There's not much else I can say other than I liked it. I'm glad everyone seemed to at least enjoy themselves reading it.
It was fun
Well,
seeing
people are-
your interpretation of the characters.
Oh yeah, no. That's one of the things is that as someone who has never watched the show, you did seem very dedicated to replicating character voice, which I can relate to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. I'm happy to hear that, and yeah, I think I've mentioned it a few times before. Yes, I am working on the quote-unquote second chapter of deleted scenes. So yeah, we'll likely revisit that cast of characters in the near future.
I did like how everyone felt pretty like well in character. It kind of felt like a lost episode of the show in a lot of ways.
Yes, lost episode with demon possession.
Yeah.
How much? I
Nothing
was
like a little
going
bit of
to
demon.
say-
I'm sorry, I heard Tanner speaking. What did you say?
I was gonna say, that average idol anime episode where they all where one of the characters gets possessed by a demon. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's a
Just-
staple of the trope.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know.
Yeah, standard
No,
stuff.
I mean,
Genre
I mean,
standard.
if we were to compare the two, I'd say Shawshank Redemption and Tenacious D: The Pick of Destiny are both pretty funny movies.
Oh my god, Pick of Destiny is my favorite idol movie.
Oh god.
So yeah, I just
I would say that out of all voice actors, Jack Black did the best job at portraying Nico.
I mean I could see it actually. So yeah, it was just a fun little romp, like yeah, pretty out of character. I mean, in character for the characters, but pretty out of character for like the genre they usually inhabit.
Yeah.
I'm not like I don't know. It works because it's Yoshiko, but yeah, idol anime spawning like a cult possession Scooby-Doo knockoff is a bit of an odd one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll do it again. So
You made it work.
thank you. And yeah, Savior, I'm just happy we got you in for I think it was your second time reading for Love Live. You were there briefly for Till We Make Our Ascent. Yeah, I just wish your voice modulator had been working that day.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's not. You don't have to apologize. It was just a
It's totally
technical.
cool. I'm flashing back, and I remember you were really funny.
I mean, you did a good demon voice on your own. That was good.
Yeah.
So,
My primary demon voice is just Dr. Claw.
Shit.
I'll get you next time, Gadgets.
Next time.
yeah, so I'll. What?
So, metal band when? I'm on drums.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, it was just a fun little romp. Surprised I wrote it as quickly as I did.
So,
And yeah, I'm working on chapter 2, which is I'm not sure what it is. It's it's like deleted scenes, but also a parody of itself. So have fun whenever it comes out. Like Yoshiko's just a fun character to write, so looking forward to doing more with her. And yeah, speaking of Yoshiko, we took like a 1-month hiatus after Idle Hands, and yeah, we returned with just 2 chapters that I read on my own because it was Christmas time and we just had to get something out. So yeah, I quickly drafted, and Harry can vouch for me on this because he was there while I was writing it.
Oh yeah. This is a very last minute thing.
Yeah, I drafted Yoshiko's Dark Dialogues, which was just a standalone collection of poems that I read on air. Like, it was weird.
Hmm.
Like, it was hilariously stupid, and I wrote the poems, and then I wrote I wrote a second chapter I wrote a second chapter like a week later on Christmas, and it was like a framing device for the poems, and it's just as odd as it sounds. I enjoyed that. It was first time I'd written like something hot off the press since 2012, so that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd wished you all could have been there for that, but
Wait, you write like actively?
sometimes
Yeah.
What the fuck? Teach me.
Yeah.
you just have to. Starting is the hardest part, obviously, but
Oh
No.
obviously.
It's really easy. What you gotta do is open up the notepad thing on your phone at 3 in the morning.
sometimes it'd be like that. Sometimes
You will legitimately wake up with 3 chapters and 5 pages of the letter A.
I guess if I can the letter A. Okay. So I guess to explain my process, sometimes it's just a matter of like a funny joke coming in your head, and if you have the luxury of being able to write it down or put it in your phone or put it onto an outline, man, you grab that thing by the throat and you hold on to it. Like if it's a good idea. Yeah, if you've got an idea, you write that down so you don't forget about it.
I do that frequently. In fact, off pod, I have a lot for our art is a loose term, but I have a lot for that for the thing we're collaborating on that I keep bringing up.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I look forward to hearing from it. And so I'm not sure what possessed me to. Yeah, Harry, do you remember why I made the poems? Aside from needing something done quickly.
I just remember you needing like a quick stopgap. I don't remember like much else beyond that.
What inspired that specifically? I think I just wanted to do like a Muppet Show styled like thing.
I mean, if you have a character that you just have a lot of fun writing, I feel like you start developing an addiction, which I wouldn't know anything about. I wouldn't know anything about a character named Wade Winston Wilson or Jack.
So, I mean, that's fair. That's completely fair. Although the original version of Yoshiko's Dark Dialogues was technically written in character, but it really was just a collection of poems. Like, I was kind of writing in every character's voice. Like,
yeah.
I'm not sure which character is supposed to be singing a DK rap parody I did.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed writing the poems. I enjoyed writing like the framing device for it down the line, and yeah, it was fun. And that was all we did in 2021.
Pretty much. Is
stuff
that really everything?
Well,
Damn.
that was everything in 2021. There was stuff that spilled out into 2022, some of which is still ongoing, so like can't really say much about it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair enough. Yeah, that's. I said this off camera, but man, we really didn't have much. We really didn't read that much in the past year.
No, yeah.
And I mean, it's not entirely our fault. So, like, sometimes we just don't have time for this stuff. And also, we just need more. We just need more people to do this.
Down forever.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that was.
Having friends that are interested in nerdy shit, like reading fanfiction.
Yeah, right?
No
I-
way.
I-
That's us.
Yeah.
I have a few. I'm on a voice actor aficionado site. I could probably get some people who might be interested in this
Is
stuff.
it
So
BTVA or Casting Call Club? Just out of curiosity.
it is behind the voice actors.
All right, yeah, I used to frequent that a lot.
Mm.
Back when I had dreams.
Jeez, Tanner.
Hey Tanner, have you tried dreaming?
90%
Again.
of my day is sleeping, so.
You might be sleeping, but it doesn't mean you're dreaming.
I mean, you're always
I've had-
dreaming.
I've consumed far too many dream blocking substances for that to be possible.
Hmm.
Have you tried not?
Yes, he has tried. Other thing. So 2021 ends with Love Live, which I suppose is fitting. And yeah, 2022 actually was another episode where I read by myself because, of course, it was. Like I started reading a Scooby-Doo story that had been on my mind for like a decade. Like, remember when I mentioned that I owed Ethan a story where he could actually voice a character? Was a lead, rather. This was that story, and since Ethan kind of has just retired, I had to read it on my own, and yeah, there was Scrappy-Doo and... Pardon?
Understandably.
Yeah, it was Scrappy-Doo and the Creep Kids, and yeah, enjoyable enough, but goodness gracious, my lungs hurt just from having to switch characters so often.
Oh,
Yeah, no, but
jeez.
you were good in that. If only because your voice very much, both your voice and your name, lends itself very well to Scrappy
Thank you.
character.
But like, I'm pretty sure I voiced Scrappy-Doo in that.
Oh,
He voiced him for the second session that I dragged him into.
Okay.
So, yeah, first session was quite literally all by myself, and good grief. That's why I dragged in Savior, and yeah, he actually does a very good Scrappy-Doo and Phantasma.
Thank you.
So,
Because like, I'll be honest, Scrappy-Doo was like, that was an easy one, but Phantasma, you just gave me like directions, and I'm like, okay, I'll see where I can go from there, and it works.
absolutely.
like, yeah, that's meant to be one of our stopgap stories. Pardon. We'll revisit it down the line, like dragging in whoever happens to be available, whether they want to be there or not. So, yeah, we'll get to that eventually. But so far, it's good, clean Saturday morning fun.
I know. It was very fun.
Tanner, I don't think you were there, but thank you anyways.
I was there.
He was. When were you
Yeah, I
there?
was. I don't even remember. Did I voice Red Herring?
No. This is a different story involving Scrappy-Doo that we're doing.
Oh yeah, because we read another Scooby-Doo story a while back.
You can tell how much I care about this show by my memory of which fix I was in.
Rip.
That one was 2020, and you can tell because Ethan was still participating. So, yeah, we'll read. I mean, I'm gonna write a Scooby-Doo story of my own, so we'll get I'll need a cast for that. Like, yeah, Harry, you're Scooby now. That's the law.
Okay.
Honk.
Yeah.
So yeah, what is left?
I mean, there's the Duel of the Fates, but I
direction.
mean, like, do
Yeah,
we really
we
need
read
to
it.
all
talk?
of the fates. We're not allowed to talk about that for reasons.
There was also like that Toho Disney World one.
Yeah, that's also
We haven't
ongoing.
finished that, so we
Yeah.
can't talk about that.
Yeah, Duel of the Fates. It was better than the actual movie you got. That's all I'll say
So
about
that's
it.
why we're not allowed to talk about that.
Yeah, just watch our actual series for the script and yeah.
So, this one's a Star Wars one, right?
This is
It was, and it's we're never reading Star Wars on this show ever again.
yeah, probably not.
Yeah. So, Would you guys recommend just tying your nooses once or double knotting?
Get back to me on that. So,
Just use a belt and a chair.
Yeah, that's
That's fair.
about
we're
it. 'Cause,
joking,
like,
but I will have to say for the people watching, please
Okay,
don't do
yeah.
that.
Don't.
yeah,
Don't.
you don't.
First,
Do not.
don't. Second, go talk to a fucking doctor.
No, it's just first,
Parents
don't.
or loved
Second,
ones.
don't.
Second, don't, all caps.
Yeah.
So,
Somewhere along the list where everyone will agree on it, talk to a fucking doctor.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, the other things we've read are like still ongoing, so it doesn't really make sense to talk about them now.
Let's talk
Yeah,
about something we
and-
didn't read.
like, let's see, Scarlet Devil and Friends of Disney World, the Toho story where they go to Disney World. Unfinished, ongoing, enjoyed it well enough. Yeah, Total Drama Equestria, My Little Pony and Total Drama. I enjoyed it well enough. Tanner and Harry less so, but
Yeah, I remember
3 in the morning.
I remember being very mixed on that, though. To be fair, it's one of those cases where like I need to see more of it first because we just saw one chapter, but
one
it
very
didn't.
long chapter.
Yeah, it didn't really leave the greatest impression, and I feel like the fact that
It did not.
yeah, and the fact that it was so long did kind of make it make that even worse.
Again, I think the biggest issue, other than the blatant unprofessionalism, the blatant unprofessionalism of fan fiction, is that
No one expects us to be professional.
everyone who appears, it feels, and I guess I more have I'm coming from this perspective as a gross brony. Everyone feels like the of the
You cut out there.
You cut
Yeah,
out Tanner.
died.
Hey, why'd you stop playing the game?
Because well, we're almost done, and I don't know how to hit a switch, so I don't want to keep doing that while we finish this.
You don't know how to hit a switch.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
first of all, you shouldn't be hitting your switch. That's mean.
Jeez.
You get a sub and their consent for that. Anyway.
Anyways, yeah, moving on.
Tanner, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Did you not hear me?
Yeah, we didn't hear any of
cut
that.
out.
You said something about the
You
you said something about the characters.
You said the characters were effectively, I'm paraphrasing you, like
Yeah.
something about the characters being, I guess, kind of like their most basic level season 1 personas in the story.
Something like that.
Yeah, and it kind of hurts the fic. It doesn't help that so much of the comedy is in it seems to be explaining the jokes or explaining the characters' traits rather than showing them exhibiting them.
I think
And that's just beyond having beyond failing things base level things like grammar.
I think my issue with it as well is the fact that there was so much just general setup, which to a degree is fine, but it was like the whole chapter, and it got old really quickly. Like I fell off, like I just started losing interest. I'll be honest. But yeah. Hopefully
stand by my pardon.
yeah, I was just gonna say hopefully the next like the coming chapters like can change my mind, but also
I will stand by what I said earlier. It does what it needs to do. It's a lot. Like far too long. Should have been split into 2 chapters from my vantage point. And
yeah.
I can accept setup. It's a very long. I guess.
I don't mind setup like as a like concept. Like that's fine.
No, of course you need it.
Yeah.
Like it's a crossover involving like 40 plus characters. Like you're gonna have to explain a few things. It's a story with 40 plus characters, so that means the chapters are gonna be very long. So
Right.
yeah, we'll see how that pans out. And hi, open casting call. Would you like to voice a pony or crazy teenager? Please join us.
Yeah. And
So
Seriously, we got
yeah.
like
um,
one fan fiction with 300 characters.
And Gary actually managed to watch the episodes with Total Drama Equestria, I apologize if our reactions to the first chapter wasn't to your liking.
Yeah.
like we're finishing that story because well, it was recommended to
Yeah,
us.
that's
so
that that's
like,
the only reason why we started reading it to begin with.
And yeah, I'm going to actually, try to vet chapters ahead of time because there's a lot of stuff. We need to know who's actually speaking when.
Right.
And also the fact that they very casually there's some things in there that I was taken aback by.
Hmm.
But that's
Gosh,
everything for this show.
there's parts of the 2010s I miss, and then there's some I don't.
Yeah.
So
It's all of it, but that's just because that's how I talk.
let's see, 2010s. Okay, so and then Future Mario Brothers ongoing. Like we're technically 1/3 of the way done because it's only 6 chapters, but I'm going to reserve my judgment call until we've actually finished all the chapters.
Yeah,
And
same. Go ahead.
so
I hog the floor too much.
that's fine. I mean, I guess I will say this: as odd as seemingly incongruent, the premise of Mario and Luigi in apocalyptic future is, it's at least it's great to kind of get back into character with them again, though.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that is about it for year 2.
Yeah.
We thank you all for being here, and I guess I'll just quickly go over what we might do in the near future.
Yeah. I guess that's a good idea.
All right, so yeah, we have like 3, 4 or so like stories, pardon me, that need to be revisited at some point. Yeah, TDE, Future Mario Brothers, Scarlet Devil, and Friends of Disney World. Yeah, the Super Mario show still has Chapter 7 unread. Well,
There's Scrappy doing the Creep Kids thing. That's also ongoing, right?
yes, thank you for reminding
Right.
me. So we have stuff. We just have like a dearth of people who are available.
And then there's the fanfic that I want read.
And what was that again?
The one that I keep fucking going on about.
The
You show me it before I can put it on deck. Like
Yeah, I'll find it for you.
right. And
and
then there's
yeah,
also all the stuff that I've recommended for like a long time.
yeah, stuff I'm writing by myself, stuff I'm writing with Tanner, stuff I'm.
What are you talking about? We're not working on anything. You're making that up.
Some days I believe that.
I'm not
So
working on anything right now.
And
It says
there's
I would do 15 projects.
and then there's also just, I don't know, stuff that we end up reading from that we just, I don't know, feel good to put in for like storytime recommendations,
so
which usually ends up being me, but it is what it is.
what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I won't call it quiet, but yeah, it was a year.
But yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
No. I don't hog the floor. Jesus Christ.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna
Fine,
say,
fair enough.
hopefully, the year 3 ends up being a bit more active.
So yeah, if I sound a little, I guess, droll, that's because I guess I'm tired. But
Well, yeah, I'm about to drop.
Yeah, I'm tired. That's why I sound like this.
Yeah.
so yeah, we have stuff. We'll get to it in time.
Yeah.
Eventually.
The eternal workshop continues.
We
I'm
have
guessing we
yeah.
don't have an episode tomorrow.
No,
Tomorrow,
no,
no. Maybe Saturday,
I-
but not tomorrow.
I I mean,
it's Saturday. I mean, I guess it's Friday now for you lot, but
right. I mean, it wouldn't. We could do a Saturday episode, but I kind of feel like we don't need to.
and then I watch me finish my Love Live thing again, just in case you all are on deck.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see what happens.
I'll try to get home from work.
Yeah.
Good, because you're going to voice more than Mito this time.
Okay. Well, I don't want to drag this out longer than it needs to. I'm really tired. So you
All
wanna?
right then.
Yeah.
I thank you all for joining me, and I thank you at home for letting us into your homes for another year.
I'm not leaving.
Give me all of your cherry mashes. I missed those.
Mate, I will consume your vintage panda pops.
Okay.
So,
It's like, oh,
Europeans, go to
by
sleep.
the way, you're out of Pepsi.
There was a cola panda pop.
Okay.
Oh,
I was never actually allowed to
Jesus.
drink them because they were bright colours, and bright colours are bad for you, says my parents.
Rip. Okay. Well, anyways,
My
yeah.
parents at the time eating strawberries.
Nice. So I guess that'll be it then.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
This has been
Stay tuned for the C's Brain Cooking Show, starting never.
Yeah.
God, wouldn't
this
that
has
be
been
something?
Story Time with Scrappy and Friends in one of our shorter episodes of all things. Like, of
Still
course.
still over an hour, but yeah.
We thank you all, and we wish you a good night.
All right. See you guys later.
Morning,
Yeah.
says the guy that's been in bed since he destroyed it.